Hello, welcome to another Daily Digest video. I am Merriam, and today I am playing some Modern with a very removal-heavy mid-range deck. Very base black-red. Interestingly, every single land in the deck taps for black, and that's because this deck plays Empty the Pits. Card that once I saw on the list, I knew I had to try out. You may not remember it. It costs XX and 4 black, has a delve, and you make X 2/2 zombies that enter tapped at instant speed. So hopefully we can delve consistently to make it cast it for 3 or 4 zombies after casting a bunch of disruption in the early turns. This hand is going to be a mulligan. We're on the play. We have no threats, too many lands. A 1-lander, but I do have 2 1-mana pieces of interaction. Unfortunately, Empty the Pits is pretty bad in this hand, but I can pitch it to Brutality, so a definite keep on 6. I think I'd rather find lands early, so let's bottom that. I have enough answers to stuff my opponent's Storm, then I'll regret that, but with this hand, even with the Thoughtseize, I'm probably not beating Storm. My best bet of beating them might just be to get to Rebel Master quickly. I do like the Rebel Masters in this deck too. Jadine Plum Parents wrote about them. She played them in a Jund deck at a recent Open. Said they were quite good. I've been looking for threats that take advantage of the shift in Modern from Bolt to Fatal Push, and Rabble Master is definitely one of them that Jadine was able to find. So probably got Moto bugged there with the Thoughtseize I scry to the bottom being my next card. Our opponent is Scred Red. Well, my Rabble Masters are pretty bad in this matchup. My opponent has a million 1-mana removal spells. So the question is, which one of these 4-mana cards is most problematic? And I think even though Pia and Kira Nalar is a huge problem, that Koth is probably more problematic. It starts at, why do you have to start at 3? I guess actually if I can get to 3 mana before they get to 4, then I can hold up Bolt. Hopefully they just Koth attack me for 4, and then I can Bolt and then Rabble Master deal at the last point. I do not see myself beating this Pia and Kieran, and while beating the Koth will be hard, I think I can envision it. So let's take the Pia and Kieran Nalar. There's a chance I can be able to deal with Koth without losing a ton of value. They have 3 lightning bolts in their hand. Well, that Blood Moon is embarrassing with a capital E. Did they find a 3rd land? Okay, they did. That is great. Land, please. There it is. There it is. So I can try to duress them. I wish this was actual duress instead of just instant and sorcery. And discard this Blood Moon, strain them for 2. There's not really anything I'm killing with the other mode, so sure. This could take one of the bolts, so I'm not super dead to having to deal myself damage. And, I can envision games end because they just have 3 bolts in their hand, and that limits my tactical options. This also helps set up Empty the Pits. I can now, once I get 2 more lands, I can cast it for at least 2. Wormcoil Engine. Oh wow! So I scryed a Thoughtseize to the bottom, immediately drew a Thoughtseize, and then I Thoughtseize their Pia and Kieran, and they immediately draw Pia and Kieran. Come on, Moto. Moto, what are you doing to me? Well, I'm gonna have to hope they brick on lands for a very long time because I can't really beat any of their threats, and they have answers to all of mine. It's going to be a tough game, and probably a tough matchup. Those threats are all really, really good against me. Really, really good. Pian Kirin, unbeatable. Koth, unbeatable. Worm Coil Engine, definitely unbeatable. I guess I was going to say there could be a an argument for not playing that brutality there, because then they'd have to discard the hand size, but they would just end up sending some bolts my way. This is not a big deal for them. Okay, there's land 3. Boros Reckoner. Yep. Well, fortunately, I have an answer to that one. So I get this one. And Fatal Push. And now I guess I can Rabble and get a token. So that's kind of cool. Okay, we're doing a little bit of something. I got 6 cards in the graveyards, and once I draw a land, I might be able to cast this empty for just a ridiculous number. Maybe this Empty the Pits will win me the game. There's land 4. Unfortunately, we're at the point where... Oh, wow, they played the Koth. Oh, they got Koth minus into Pian Kirin? Is that the plan? Oh, no. They're going to play into my thing. So they're going to just untap a land and, yeah, and kill my... So they have 2 bolts, a Pian Kirin, and a Worm Coil in their hand. So I have the option of using Bolt or Dreadbore to kill this Koth. I think I'd rather Dreadbore it. So the Dreadbore could help deal with Worm Coil, is the one thing. Yeah, that probably does make it better. It's close, because the Bolt is better at dealing with Pian Kirin. Oh, maybe I can just... Am I going to Dreadbore it? So say I use the Dreadbore here on the Koth, then next turn if I draw a land after they play Pian Kirin, I can go Rabblemaster, Bolt your Pian Kirin, make a token, attack for 2. But that means they haven't drawn a land. Yeah, I think this game's going to go long, so I'm going to use the Bolt. Because they have answers to the Rabblemaster anyway. It's not like it's going to go unanswered for more than a turn if I'm lucky. What, this is just making sure I'm attacking the right thing. My plan is to try to win this game with a giant Empty the Pits. Bam. I have 8 cards in my graveyard now, so I cast her for 4. Might end up casting it for 5. Yep, there's the Pian Kirin. So do I cast it for 4 on this turn, or do I try... Yeah, that seems like the plan. Is that good enough? I guess if I can get them to use their bolts on the tokens, then my Rabblemaster can live. I mean, it seems better than trying to Dreadbore this Pian Kirin for now. So we'll see how good Empty the Pits is here. This is about as good as I expected it to be. Wonder if this person has cast it for some absurd number. Like drawn it on turn 10, cast it for 12. It's this huge graveyard. 12 is pretty excessive. Maybe like 8. It's this absurd top deck. Their opponent just jaw drops when they see what their opponent has done to them. That is fine. I can cast Empty the Pits in response to them doing anything with it. I think they might just crack it now to try to hit land drops. Yeah, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hope they don't have some weird sweeper. Well, glad I did Empty the Pits this turn. The relic would have made my day really horrible. I have 4 zombies. Zombie. I take 4. That's an aggressive attack that makes me think their plan is to use some removal here. I know they have 2 bolts and a worm coil in their hand. So I don't really want to play this Rabble Master because it's just going to die to removal. And this Goblin's definitely attacking. The question is if I leave back any number of zombies. And that seems bad because all it does is give them the option of killing the untapped zombie if they want to get aggressive. So yeah, let's attack. Some question of if I play the Rabble Master post-combat, should they use all of their removal here, or at least both that I know about? That would expose it to Pia and Kieran, so I think if I did play Rabble Master, it would have to be in conjunction with Dreadbore on Pia. Which is somewhat appealing given that they're still 2 lands away from Worm Coil. There's 1 bolt. It's still not great. Okay, they did use both of them. So this brings them to 12. Say I play Rabble Master and Dreadbore here, and they have essentially nothing. They can trade their Thopters for the Rabble Master and take 6, and then they would have to draw land to play Worm Coil or interact in some way. Maybe I just play Rabble Master and pass and let them use their turn trading a Thopter for it. That doesn't seem very good. I think that line just ends up having me lose to the Worm Coil even after Dreadboring it. So I'm pretty low on resources. So I do have to ask myself the question of whether or not I think I can beat Worm Coil even with this Dreadbore. I guess I should have known that this was happening. I knew they had the 2 bolts. Whereas I can just try to end the game very quickly. Yeah, I think beating that Worm Coil is going to be too hard. So let's deal with you, and let's play you. This is what I have. Hopefully you have some Blood Moons and other irrelevant cards. Skretna Bolt exiled, and another Pia. Another Empty the Pits. I can only cast for 1 still. That is a mana closer to Worm Coil. Oh, and there's a Blood Moon. So now I can't even cast Empty the Pits. I guess I should have left myself... I could have gotten a 4th basic swamp and left myself with multiple Blood Crypts. Or 1 Blood Crypt, I mean. Inquisition of Kozilek. I guess I'll cast that 2nd main so it doesn't potentially inform their blocks, but I'm pretty sure they're on land or bust. So if I leave the Rabble Master back, they can just trade with both goblins and go to 8, and then next turn my attack is for exactly 8. Whereas if I attack with the Rabble Master and they double block the Rabble, they take 6 here, go to 6, and my next turn is still exactly lethal. I would rather have the... No, I think I'd rather have the Rabble Master gone. It's worse against their Worm Coil because it forces me to attack a Goblin into it. And it's worse against a removal spell because they can kill it and stop me from getting another Goblin. Also, if they cast Worm Coil on their next turn, it does give the out to just draw Bolt and kill them. Which... Oh wow, they're on the prevent as much damage as possible plan this turn. What does that mean? I guess we'll find out if it means something. They have a Koth, which does not net them any mana because they have exactly 4 mountains. So I don't think that does anything. So can you draw land? And so any removal spell buys them a turn. So okay, they didn't draw land, so they're digging for a removal spell. They've already played 4. Whew. We did it. We did it. Oh, wow. That would have been an interesting one. It would have been a pretty interesting draw against Wormcoil. I get to make a Goblin attack. Yeah, that would have actually killed them. That would have been another out. Because this is 7 from combat after I make another Goblin. I would have just killed their Wormcoil after they block Rabble Master and deal them 2. So they gain no life. They take 9 total. Good job, deck. Blood Moon, get out of my deck. I assume their Blood Moons are also coming out, given how many basics I showed them. This is a non-artifact card, so I can't name Wormcoil. My sideboard is pretty bad in this matchup. I kind of want to bring out and Empty the Pits, too. It can be tough to cast for a big number when they have a Relic. And they saw Empty, so they're likely to leave some relics in, I would say. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in these. It's a little Mind Stone. Their Blood Wounds are bad, though. And I don't want an incentive to fetch this white land. This one's really bad. Wow, this is a horrific sideboard for this matchup. Maybe I'm just supposed to bring in Lost Legacy and name things like Pia and Kieran Nalar. Maybe I'm just supposed to bring this card in. It deals them some damage. That could be cool. I wonder if you could play a Black Devotion deck with this card in it. Probably worse than Charles Messenger, but... wow, this is a bad sideboard. I guess I'll just bring in 1 Underworld Dreams and the Lost Legacies. I shouldn't. No, I should just leave in the other Empty the Pits. Underworld. I don't even know what that card's doing there. I guess it's good against Storm. But they're splashing white. You could just put Eidolon Rhetoric or something in your board. That's better. A fine hand. I have a bunch of discard and an Empty the Pits. So hopefully I'll have time to fire it off. I'll keep. Wish I had Dark Confidant. I guess Bob just dies to their stuff. What the deuce? Is this some weird transformational sideboard? Well, I'm going to Inquisition first. I don't mind taking some damage from this. And might be able to nab like a Mind Stone or something. Okay, so they have Anger as an answer to... Wow, they kept a 1-lander. I definitely want to take this Mind Stone. So they brought in Anger as an answer to Empty the Pits, which is kind of interesting. But, yeah, I think it's got to be the Mind Stone. So Bolt, Anger, Koth, Glorybringer. Not sure what this Swift Spear is doing. But yours not the reason why. Yours but to do or die. No land from our opponent. Perfect. And why don't I get another swamp and make you discard a card? Probably discard the Glorybringer. It costs so much mana. Tough to say. Yeah, discarded the Glorybringer. And you can just Fatal Push on their turn. Oh, that's a tilt. Wow. My Empty the Pits is so sad. They definitely would have cast that if they had it, so it's not like I could have taken it with Thoughtseize. Okay, you got me. My Empty the Pits is going to be sad. We might just lose this game without any sort of threat. They're going to have plenty of time. Stupid Relic of Progenitus. And I even had the... it. I guess I can just Thoughtseize. And take Koth. I guess if I draw Dark Confidant, I'd rather them not have Bolt. But this game's going to go on. I'm just going to take the threat. I think I can build a reasonable empty even after this relic. Oh, well, of course, there's the Bob. So I can empty right now for 2 zombies and then hope they don't draw land and Lost Legacy and for the anger. Or I can just Lost Legacy them for Lightning Bolt right now. Man, I'm getting sort of punished. I assume that they would main phase that. I know their entire hand. They're going to pop Relic on their end step, so there's no way. Yeah. I already. So they're on 52 cards. They're a pretty strong favorite to hit a land. So I guess my play, I think, has to just be Lost Legacy them for a Lightning Bolt. This is sad. Yeah, I kind of wish I had taken the Bolt now. Of course. This is a very weird game. Played with very weird cards. But then again, I'm playing a very weird deck. So, they only have the 1 Worm Coil. That's nice to see. They have Molten Rain in their deck. And a Hazaret. Weird. They have an Abrade. Also weird. Volcanic Fallout. They brought in a bunch of answers to Empty the Pits. I wish I had reasonable cards to bring in. Maybe I should bring in these Underworld Dreams. Should I go to another game? Because now this Empty the Pits is essentially a dead card. I guess maybe eventually I can get to cast it on an end step. That's surprising if they're still not sacrificing it, but it's okay with me. I guess they're just going to anger away this Bob. But this, I don't know what I've been doing this game. I guess that was also a reason to Okay, so what do I do? I think I'm just going to play this land tapped and pass. Oh, I probably should have held that for Raven's Crime. Well, I continue to do things I shouldn't do. Del 1, 2. I'm going to leave the Raven's Crime in. They'll probably just anger away this 2/2. In case I draw a land next turn, I can turn it into something more useful. There's land 4, so they have 2 angers and an unknown. Oh, jeez. Jeez. That would have been the card I wanted if their other card was a brick. If they had angered away the zombie and then I thought sees the other one. Well, I'm going to play this Bob. I don't want to attack the zombie because I'm under a lot more life total pressure than they are. I think I bungled this game in some spots because their cards were just so weird, and my cards are so weird. I just never had any pressure. Liliana would have been insane. No, they just attack me for 2 and then use their Pia to blow up my Bob. The zombie's just sort of holding off the Pia from attacking. Exile that one. Very surprised I didn't pop this relic much earlier, given that their hand was nothing. Yep. Another land. Why are you doing this to me? Let's take the Molten Rain that deals me 2 damage. I guess we can trade this land for an anger. So they have an anger in their hand. And they're probably just going to sit here plunking me for 1. I guess they can throw the Thopter at my zombie and then start attacking for 2. It's probably better. They should really pop this relic, though. How much value is there in just tapping it every turn? Pop the relic. You might find something good, like a Koth, or land and a Glorybringer. Yep, just wait. Are they just trying to waste time off my clock? That would be a tilt. Valakut. Yeah, but I'm not winning this game. No siree buttons. I guess if I draw and empty the pits right now, I could force them to anger and then try to win this game through that Valakut. Oh, bam. Take that last anger. They're on 4 mountains right now, so their next one is still bad. Just refuses to pop that relic. Refuses. Has 6 mana. What are you afraid of? Okay. That sort of stabilizes things, although I have to win the game before they draw 2 lands. So, yeah. Pretty dead. I will lightning bolt your thing. I don't even know what I could draw. I don't have good threats in this matchup. Maybe I could Liliana Ultimate? Boros Reckoner. You don't say. Still refusing to pop that relic. That's, wow, come on. It was a really strange timing for that. Okay. I have a Dark Confidant. Do I block? I'm probably going to take 3. Hope this Bob does something. Man, my cards do not match up well in this matchup. I guess I will block here. Probably has a land to kill me. Seems difficult for him to have anything else. Scred my own Boros Reckoner. 5, yeah. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That will do. The Mondo combo. So these Empty the Pits are not great. And my other threats are not great. But Underworld Dreams is not good. So, and they've given me some opportunity to cast Empty the Pits, so I'm just going to keep them in. I would like to play first, and that's a turn 2 Dark Confidant, so I guess I'll keep. Not great in this matchup, but what are you going to do? Crack this fetch now, just to save time. And F6. Yeah, this is not the matchup for these cards. This is a deck built to prey on the fact that red is declined as a color, and we are matched up against a mono-red deck. How about a Dark Confidant? You like that one? Think you might let that one live. Nope. The old 1-point Scred. And how about this one? Think you might let this one live? If I kill this one, then I at least have an Empty the Pits for 2 coming. Not a bad number. Yeah, they have a Bolt for that one too. Probably got a Reckoner here. Is this no third land? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I got nothing. Just flooded. I am kind of flooded, but I don't have nothing. I have something. The old 2-for-1. Done. This is bad, man. I am playing loose as a goose. I should have played the fetch that turn, and then when I delve, I could leave a Dark Confidant in my graveyard that I can rebuy with this Kolaghan's command, and instead I'm just going to draw all lands. I was just thinking about how much I could cast the empty for. I'm bad. Real bad. Real bad. I should be less bad. Probably getting angered here. Man. A Reckoner, eh? Ooh. That was convenient. Let's Dread Warrior Reckoner. Drawn so many lands, a second empty would be good. They're 12. Getting closer. I think they're going to have stuff to do every turn here. Or maybe not. This could be Volcanic Fallout, I guess. Ooh. So I have 4 points of burn now in my hand. Yeah, this is a Fallout. Yeah, would really like to have that ability to rebuy my thing. Discard this one, or I can just draw a second empty the pits. So they have a Hazoret that is not going to be relevant anytime soon. They have a million removal spells, so I guess my plan is just take a Molten Rain, because that's what they're going to be casting. So they draw a land and play Hazoret. Then the next turn, yeah, they're still pretty far from turning it on. Yeah, I'll just take a Molten Rain. Need to find a threat at some point. All my threats just die to their removal. Why do they always draw so many of those 1-mana removal spells? I swear every time I play this matchup, they just have infinite of them. And you only have 8. Oh, Jesus. Wow. So about that. Gonna crack these fetches main phase. Let's get the last Blood Crypt. So I have 7 in the graveyard now, and this is 5, so I want this untapped. So I'm casting this for 4 things. Oh yeah, 4 2/2s. Nice bolts and screds. I guess they get to kill 3 of them. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. That is a big number. So they have a Hazoret. They have 3 of those bolts. Ooh, and there's another 2 points of burn. So unless they kill 3 of them here, they're dead. Yep, scred. Yep. So they did indeed kill all my stuff. I guess, yeah, I don't want to spew these if I don't have to. A Reckoner, gonna end up 2 points short. Gifted Aetherborn, okay, that works. So I'll play that one, and then I'll pass. If they draw land, their Hazoret does not block anything, so that's good. But I don't know what their other cards are. Kind of regretting taking a Molten Rain. That one I'm okay with. Actually gives me another target for this Cake Command. Relic is fine. So they have Hazoret X in hand. Sure. So I'm going to Destroy an artifact and deal 2. I'm actually going to target here so that they tap out and I don't have to worry about anything. This also does prevent them from activating this in case that's relevant. Oh, they just let it happen. So let's Inquisition them and see what's going on. They could just let that happen because they want to activate this. Okay, they have Hazard and Koth, so they're dead. And we did it. All it took was them missing their second land drop. I was wrong to empty the pits. Yeah, you get to first strike my Aetherborn down. Just enough reach to get there. 3 minutes on the clock. Use all my cards. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Bam. Victory. I have won the match. Well, I did not think that matchup would be good, but my opponent stumbled significantly twice, and we were able to take the match anyway. Empty the Pits did not seem bad. You can cast that card for 3 or 4 without really trying. It does cost 4 mana, so for a deck like Death Shadow, another mid-range deck, that one's going to be tough to cast in that deck because you don't get to 4 nearly as often. But in the more traditional mid-range shells, if you can build your mana base in a way that you have all black lands, getting to 4 mana is a lot easier. Card was not bad. Cast it for 4. It's a pretty big number. I'm pretty happy. So I hope you're happy too. Hope you enjoyed that one, and you can come back and see me on Friday. Bye.